The stage is set at the iconic NEC Arena in Birmingham, where Arm Gods, the premier arm wrestling promotion in Britain, brings its fiercest talent to battle with top tier athletes from around Britain. Stepping up to claim the 95 kilo right hand title will be difficult, and once held by Tom the Lean Machine Holland, this competition promises brutality, intensity, skill, and an unyielding will to win. Look at our competitors. We have Josh Davis, the mini tank, known for his grit and resilience. Davis is built for endurance. His intensity, he never backs down approach, makes him a threat in any match. Though his technique will be tested against a lineup that doesn't back down easily. And one of those guys is Ruben Hughes, already establishing a rapid rise to fame. Hughes brings an iron grip to the table, and victories over Davis and Morrison and Emin already, the North Wales powerhouse is a serious title contender with unmatched strength and mental toughness to endure even the hardest fights. His stamina is ridiculous and his hand and wrist is insane. We have marvellous Mark Walden, 6'2" veteran from Milton Keynes. This guy's not just a precipitant, he's a force. And with his experience he's gained at the world and European level, gaining his medals, Walden's skill and strength is now making him a force and more than a match for the younger opponents. We have Kieran Morrison, Jock Jover, hailing from Motherwell, Scotland. And Kieran has a notorious, devastating top roll. On his best day, he can defeat any opponent in this class and anyone within any weight class. He's got wins over every top 95 kilo guy and could easily claim this if the stars align. Ashkan Emin, the quiet but deadly Iranian-born competitor, now living in Newcastle and arm wrestling with the Newcastle arm wrestling team. He's known for an unpredictable and vicious top roll. Emin has an impressive record against some of the best UK guys, so don't underestimate his calm demeanour. He's dangerous as they come and he's a beast. Daniel Constantine, stepping up from the 86 kilo class. Constantine has the stamina of a long distance runner and the versatility to fight in any position. Hook, top roll, press, this guy has it all. The Romanian export is a rising star, and this tournament will reveal whether or not he's going to be good enough. But in the 15-pin showdown, he may just come out on top. Christopher, the SAS Viking Thomas, cool, calm, collected. Thomas is strategic and relentless opponent, known for wearing down his rivals before he puts their hand to the pad. This guy is a beast and especially dangerous in later matches when stamina is as important as strength. Thomas brings an unbreakable focus, and that just could carry him all the way if everybody else meets up and smashes each other to bits. Now the four-way promises to be unbelievable. Four-way Warzone. Diesel Lee Webber, a towering figure in British arm wrestling. Webber is the undisputed king in my opinion, the favourite with his unbreakable hook and a multi-time British champion. Webber's monstrous hand and wrist, an overwhelming hook style, it just makes him almost unstoppable in this class. But the other competitors will have the say and rely on every ounce of their skill and technique to make a dent in Webber's ironclad style. And one of them guys is going to be James Beach, stepping in as the Commonwealth left arm champion and a Masters silver medalist. Beach brings finesse, experience to counter Webber's brute strength. Known for his calm and calculated style, Beach is a technical genius who uses precision and patience to wear down his opponents. His right hand isn't quite his left, but the strategy will be critical, and pushing Webber to his limits, he is capable of doing. Beach can beat pretty much any person in the country on any arm. Chris Rimmer, making a comeback after a decade away from the sport. Rimmer brings a fresh energy, fierce speed, and at 6'4", 103 kilos, he's an imposing sight. From Preston Panthers arm wrestling team, his explosive hit can catch anyone off guard, including me back in the day. And if you're not ready for Rimmer's swift attack, he might just steal a match in an instant. The big question whether he has the power to last against the likes of Webber and Beach in this challenging format. But now we get to the most interesting one for me. Noah Burton, a former boxing champion and a rising arm wrestling star. Burton has developed a unique Noah's Ark style, King's move and press, that disrupts all his opponents with his unconventional movements. His technique combines elements of pressing and speed, an open arm style making him unpredictable and hard to counter. If he's able to lean into his strength and execute his distinctive move without getting caught in traditional techniques, Burton could very well turn the tables and take home the victory. Do not sleep on Noah Burton. He is an absolute stud. Each competitor brings their own advantages in this, and strategies from Lee Diesel Weber unbeatable hook to James Beach's top roll mastery, Chris Rimmer's explosive speed, and Noah Burton's unconventional style and press. This four-way clash is nothing short of epic, with all eyes on the first man to reach 15 pins and claim dominance in the war zone. So that is something I'm really looking forward to. And then we have this one. The Southern Area Left Arm Championship will be a class of giants as defending champion, my friend Mitchell Vanillo Granillo Tutt takes on the formidable Welsh Wolverine, a good friend of mine, Dean Bolt, with a combined weight exceeding 280 kilos on the Iron Gods table. Both competitors are known for their powerful hook styles, guaranteeing fans intense battle of raw strength, skill and technique. When we break down the fighters and we really look at them, you know, Mitchell Vanillo Granillo Tutt, the self-taught Essex champion, has climbed from the bottom to establish himself as a fierce competitor in British arm wrestling. His smaller hand and powerful, compact style makes him challenging to contain. And especially in those tight, controlled battles. But he also has the resilience and incredible mental toughness as the champion, and he's shown it many, many times. And he will have to have that to withstand the likes of the one and only Welsh Wolverine. Dean Bolt, what can we say? What can we say about Dean Bolt? He enters this match as a seasoned challenger, backed by a Masters and World European champion. This towering frame, long arms and massive hands gives Bolt a significant advantage in leverage and hand control. Known for his explosive backwards drag, he's widely regarded as the man who could dethrone Mitchell Tutt. But as we all know, things don't always go the way we see them. We saw Bolt lose heavily against James Stewart in that Commonwealth Championship match, and he will want to prove he's still in the chance with all the biggest and the best, and that includes Mitchell Tutt. So if I was to give a prediction, well, this is a toss-up. Each competitor have the strengths, direct threat to each other. Bolt's reach and hand size could neutralise Tutt's shorter pressing style, keeping the action out of Tutt's preferred range. However, if Tutt can bring in Bolt close and use his leverage and compact strength, he might just overpower the Welsh Wolverine. This clash is bound to be a nail-biter, and it could go either way depending on who manages to control the setup and hit first. It really is. Toss of a coin. Good luck, guys. Then we move on to the main event on Saturday. The 115 kilo Iron Gods belt is set to deliver an unforgettable clash. Reigning champion Mantis Danukas faces the explosive challenger Tom Atom Bomb Atherton. Both 6 feet 4 inches tall, both weighing at the top of their class. This showdown is a perfectly matched battle of strength, technique and endurance, and promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Mantis. As the reigning champion, Mantis is known for his powerful King's move, an inside pressure technique that forces opponents into grueling battles. Endurance on this man is immense. His hand strength is widely feared across the circuit, and he uses it to maintain control while slowly wearing down his challengers. Long levers and incredible stamina have proven unbreakable in previous matches, as we saw with Andrew Jones in the Welsh Championships. But this bout will test his limit like never before. And Tom Atom Bomb Atherton, a fierce competitor with a devastating drag down technique. Atherton's approach is all about explosive downward force, often throwing opponents off balance in seconds. With immense power packed into his 115 kilo frame, Atom Bomb nickname is well earned. A relentless offensive style has decimated many arm wrestlers on the circuit, and if he can get clean hit, he could potentially shake Mantis's iron grip and put him to the pad. The match could come down to a battle of endurance versus explosiveness. If Atherton can effectively unleash his power early, he might disrupt Mantis's King's move, pressures or open arm style technique. But if the match drags on, Mantis' legendary hand and wrist stamina could give him the upper hand. We all know that Tom Atherton suffers as the match drags on, as we saw with Kieran Morrison a few years ago after being 3-0 up and losing 4-3. So both these guys are great contenders. It promises to be amazing. Then we're going to get ready for an absolute thriller as the legendary Craig Sanders, the Bullet, puts his title on the line against the powerhouse Murray Whitehead, an icon in the UK and Ireland scene right now. And Sanders returns to his hometown of Birmingham, bringing his explosive speed and unmatched charisma. And at 86 kilo, the current Commonwealth champion and hometown favourite will be drawing massive support. But standing in his way, the calm and powerful Murray Whitehead, the third-ranked arm wrestler in the world. He's going to be a serious threat to the Bullet's reign, and we're going to find out this weekend on Sunday, the 3rd of October, the 3rd of November. Craig the Bullet Sanders, lightning fast hit, a marvel of explosivity, agility, with big hands and long arms, fastest reflexes in the game. His speed gives him an edge over virtually any opponent. His fast twitch muscle fibres make his arm as swift as a sprint out of the blocks, often deciding matches in a split second. Facing the crowd in his hometown city, Sanders is not only a technical favourite, but also an emotional one, fighting with the pride of Birmingham, backing him up. And that's obviously going to give him a huge, huge up. Murray Whitehead, the quiet man of arm wrestling. He may not bring the flash, but he brings more and compensates with his strength and unmatched focus, towering with long levers and massive hands. Whitehead is built to deliver crushing pressure. His static strength is awe-inspiring, allowing him to withstand heavy resistance and create an iron wall against even the most aggressive attacks, as we saw with Corey Miller at EFA Worlds. Though he lacks Sanders' speed, Whitehead's power and endurance could make him a serious threat, particularly in a drawn-out battle where raw power becomes the deciding factor. And if I was to pick a winner, well, I'm going to sit on the fence, because this clash may come down to Sanders' speed versus Murray Whitehead's strength. And if Sanders can make explosive hit off the start, his speed might overpower Whitehead before he has a chance to set his grip and set his power. But if Whitehead can hold Sanders off his initial strike, his static strength and size could grind Sanders down over time. This one is going to be a beastly match. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the battlefield of Valkyrie, where the women's division is no longer just a class, it's a revolution. And these women are ready to conquer the table and take the world by storm. Leading the charge, the unbreakable Valkyrie herself, Aggie Gadinsk, with world and European masters titles under her belt. Aggie has been the epitome of power and endurance and a pillar of British arm wrestling, as she's fought alone on the battlefield for years. But now, with a new wave of fierce competitors behind her, Aggie's set to show the world just how unstoppable the ladies from the United Kingdom and Ireland are. The rising force, Essex's own Candy Bailey, driven and dynamic. Candy Bailey is no stranger to intense competition, coming from the world of water polo and driven by a fierce rivalry, known for her relentless determination and lightning fast technique. Candy is a threat to every opponent on that table, and she has so much grit to show. The Irish dynamo, Tara Liggett, a towering figure with strength and boasting a powerful top roll. Tara, a three-time Irish champion, is set to leave her mark. With her striking presence and unmatched skill, Tara is ready to turn the tables and dominate this year's lineup. Can she do it with this lady in Claire Cannon? Under the sharp eye of her training partner, Matt Smith, Claire Cannon has transformed herself into a formidable arm wrestler. Her rapid growth and unstoppable drive means she's a fighter. So watch out, as a true champion in the making is on her way. And then we have the Welsh powerhouse, Carol Jones. Under the guidance of Rubin Hughes, Carol is carving out her own path through sheer skill and determination. Trained by Rubin, the top North Wales coach, Carol is here to prove that she's a force of nature and a serious contender for the title. The formidable Philippa Scannell, an iron-willed competitor also from Wales. Philippa's discipline and form are unmatched. With grit and strength and backing every move, she's not just joining the battle, she's charging in to claim victory. We have Cornwall's towering threat, Bianca Lincoln. Long, powerful and incredibly strategic. Bianca Lincoln is a tower at the table, representing the Kernu arm wrestling team. She combines skill and strategy, wielding her top roll like a weapon. She's here to make her presence felt and leave an everlasting mark. The future of arm wrestling starts here. These are the women, not just arm wrestling. They're pioneering a movement, a relentless pursuit for dominance and respect in this sport. It's time to witness the strength, the determination, and the unbreakable spirit of these incredible lady warriors. Then we move on to the final part of the day. The 75 kilo Warzone promises to be an electrifying contest featuring the UK's top arm wrestlers in a stacked lineup. Competitors have a shot to claim the 75 kilo title, undoubtedly the most competitive class of the weekend and the most competitive class that we have currently in the UK and Ireland. And we're going to meet one of those competitors. It's Jason the Hooligan Hill. Known for his relentless intensity, he brings unmatched ferocity and versatility to the table. Capable of fighting inside, outside. He's one of the most well-rounded guys in the class with solid technique and unbreakable spirit. Hill's performance will depend on his endurance over the rounds, making him a top contender if he can stay the distance. Dylan, the Dark Horse Gosling, a young powerhouse. Gosling can press, hook, and he can top roll with ease, showing adaptability beyond his years with raw talent, speed, and he's unpredictable. But his inexperience could be a test in this loaded lineup. Still, if he's able to apply his skill set consistently, Gosling could be the surprised breakout star. Connor Sale, the reigning 75 kilo UK and Ireland champion, a former Commonwealth champion. Sale returns after a long injury layoff and weight loss, having beaten almost everyone in this class previously. Experienced and skilled, but there are questions about whether he's at his peak. If he's back in form, he's the man to beat. But is he? There's a big question mark over that. Thomas the Postman Mitchell, a former world champion and feared opponent. Mitchell's powerful hook and top roll technique make him a lethal force. With an iron will and a world-class stamina, he's also relentless and has the experience to handle any competitor. His technical prowess, his unbreakable spirit make him the prime favourite. and possibly my man to beat. But then we have Tom Wilson from Leeds Arm Wrestling Team. Wilson may not look intimidating, but his strength is undeniable, capable of beating anyone in this class in a single round. His stamina could be the defining factor whether or not Wilson wins this with ease or ends up having a terrible time throughout the rounds. But he is the potential to be the best in the world. Ted the Elf Wilson, a 19-time British champion with over 2 decades of experience. Ted Wilson is an old school tactician who's been puzzling opponents for years. His technical style and unmatched experience make him a threat to any newcomer, and a win for Ted would be no surprise to those who know his legacy. And then we have Anut, this serial killer, a Romanian powerhouse, now competing at 75 kilo. Anut is known for his brute strength and explosive moves. After dismantling top-tier opponents, he brings intense power, speed and accuracy. Built like a mini Terminator, Anut is overwhelming his opponents. Strong candidate to the throne. The class is elite. And then we have Adam Wilson Burnett, standing at 6'2" with an impressive natural gift. Burnett is perhaps the most genetically blessed of these 75 kilo guys, known for his potential to shock and sometimes falters under pressure. If Burnett can harness his abilities consistently, he might just claim that British title and just show everyone how good he really is. And then we have Robbie Bryan, the mullet, the side pressure king, known for his explosive side pressure. Robbie is feared for his crushing power, especially inside. His quick fire offense is unmatched in the early rounds, though it can be vulnerable to a defensive top roll. If he maintains his pace, Robbie could dominate, but his stamina will be the key, and we'll find out if he has it or he doesn't. Predictions for this, it's just absolute war. This war zone could be anyone's victory. It all comes down to endurance, strategy and mental toughness. Mitchell's proven stamina skill could give him a slight edge, but Sale's championship experience and Hill's versatility make them serious threats. Burnett's raw potential and Anut's power could also upset the favourites. The setting of the stage is here, and I promise all out war. Ladies and gentlemen, click the link below